So what called me to become a facilitator? Firstly, I really do believe it's a calling. And I feel as though our entire lives and all of the challenges and pain and struggles we've gone through, it's all a part of the initiation to bring us to this role, to be able to hold space for people at their deepest tender edges, in their deepest grief. And in order to be able to do that authentically, we ourselves had to go through some shit. But back to me. So, my journey. Well, let's start young. I was a middle child and a little bit of the black sheep as a kid. Very sensitive, and I spent most of my childhood just feeling really unseen and misunderstood and left out, and just wanting some positive attention and validation. And that created a big wound in me. And we moved houses several times when I was in elementary school. So I kept having to start over in friendship groups. In grade six, when I moved to a new school, I lost all of my good friends and I got bullied at the new school. And that was another little wound. And by grade eight, I had already discovered alcohol. And it was a tool I could use to not feel in my head, to not feel like less than, and to overcome all of these terrible scripts I had taken on as a child. And so I would live for the weekends so that I could go out and drink and numb out. Also, around that time, I had discovered that starving myself and being really skinny got me some attention in the family. And I was just so desperate for attention that I used that subconsciously as a tool. And unfortunately, that became very deeply rooted in me. So I struggled with that off and on throughout high school. And then by first year of university, it turned into bulimia instead. And I was just eating for an hour or two at a time to numb out, to not feel my feelings. None of this was conscious. I realize this all now, but it was a way to not feel all the things I had been pushing down my whole life. After university, I started traveling, and that was another coping mechanism to numb and to run from my feelings. And I spent my whole adult life just living around the world. And anytime my emotions started to bubble up, I would just plan my next trip. It had to be the town I was in that was the problem. It couldn't be my inner world. And so I would put all my energy into my next trip to run from my feelings. In all of this time, I also recognized that leaning on alcohol and food wasn't healthy. I wanted to get better and I was trying, and I had tried so many modalities. And I spoke to them all in the introduction video in the faculty about all the different types of healing things I had tried, and nothing worked. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about breathwork, because none of the traditional things work. And so in my very first breathwork session, within about 10 minutes, I was brought back to my little 2-year-old self, and I was just crying out for my mom's love and her attention and care. And I didn't even realize that was a grief within me that I had buried down and that I had been running from. And by giving myself the space to just acknowledge it and fully feel it, I felt so different right after that session. I just felt a new sense of lightness, of confidence, a little bit less of caring what others thought, just more inspired, more in flow. And I knew that day that I wanted to bring this to the world. And interestingly, 6 months prior to this breathwork session, I was working with a law of attraction coach. I was writing some material for him, and I was trying to law of attract my life's purpose. I've been traveling around the world aimlessly for many years at this point and was ready to have a purpose. And this first breathwork shows up. My friend told me that it helped her bulimia. And so I showed up a little bit skeptical. I wasn't sure about all this breathing stuff. And it changed my life. And I was in a training within a couple of weeks. And usually I'd be very indecisive, but I knew that I wanted to bring this to the world immediately. And I went through the training, and I didn't need to escape anymore with food or with traveling or alcohol. And the bulimia just naturally lost its pull. And there's just been so much magic that has unfolded ever since I've discovered this gift. And I made the declaration on the final day of my training that I was going to help make breathwork as popular and accessible as yoga. I didn't really have a plan for how. I just said it. And then I just gained a lot of experience facilitating one-on-ones and groups whenever I could. And I remember after a few years of this, Ben from Make Some Breathing Space reached out and asked me to be a mentor. And I was like, huge imposter syndrome. No, I am not ready for that. No. Finally, about a year or two later, I leaned in and I became a mentor, but I told him I will never be a course leader. Mentoring is different. I could never teach anything again, the big imposter syndrome. And then somebody just reached out and asked if I would teach them. And I was like, you know what? If the universe gives you an opportunity, it's because you're ready. So I leaned in. And then another opportunity came to teach two people, which turned into four. So it turned into course leading. And then after 2 years of teaching for Make Some Breathing Space, I realized that I really wanted to have my own breathwork company and really put all of my experience and everything I learned, not only facilitating over all of these years, but also teaching and working alongside 8 other international training schools. I just had so much information to share, and I needed this to be a fully Unity training. And so here I am, and I'm gonna get emotional. It's just the best thing. It's the greatest gift of my life to get to do this work and to not only get to facilitate and to hold space for people to reach their greatest steps and be their own healers, but to get to hold space for my students too, to really step into their full potential as facilitators and bring this out into the world. And the butterfly effects that can happen with each student that goes through this program is exponential, and the change that we're creating together one breath at a time cannot be measured. But I know that this is a calling, and it was a calling for me, and it's a calling for you, and I'm forever grateful for you for being on this shared mission of bringing breath to the world and uplifting the world. God knows the world needs it right now. Thank you.